I'm going to make an Afk Detector Chip. So the idea of this chip is to sense player input and output a signal if the player stops inputting different things. So let's say they're playing a game and they just AFK. They stop inputting anything. After an arbitrary amount of time, this chip will output a signal that indicates the player's AFK. It will also check. So, but it's not just when there's no inputs. It's when there's the same input. So let's say they just hold down the joystick to the right. This chip will know that the input isn't changing. That's the idea, at least. So let's see what we can do here. First off, let's name this Afk Detector. Afk Detective. No, it's Detector. Let's turn the keyboard on. All right. Afk Detector. Insert. Okay. It's been a while since I've made a piece of logic for the community. Let's do my color. All right, cool. So, we're definitely going to need a controller sensor. And how are we going to sense if the controls are changing? I'll figure that out. But first, obviously, remote controllable. Should we do all players? Sure. I don't think that's that big of a deal. I mean, no, because, okay, the person who uses this chip can just copy and paste it multiple times and do it for different players. So I'm going to just do player one. All right, let's think about this. So we need ways to check whether or not the input has changed. Let's have a master timer. Let's have a timer that, not master timer, but a timer that if it reaches a certain amount of progress, it will output the is AFK player is AFK. Okay. So if this timer is finished, the player is AFK. And obviously we're going to want the user of this to be able to change what that time is. Let's put it to 60, but you can do whatever you want. We'll default it to 5 though. Timeout, AFK time. What should this be called? This is the amount of time player has of being AFK before they are called AFK. What's it called? Buffer. Sure. For now, this is fine. Okay. So basically now, so this timer is always just going to be going, right? This timer is just always going to be going. So let's say we restart it. It's just always going. We need to continuously reset this timer every time there is any sort of input from the player. But it's not just input, we don't need this. We're not sensing input. We're sensing whether the input has changed. That's the tricky part. Because I could easily, literally, very easily, just put all these things into the reset. But that's not what we're doing. It's a little more complicated than that. So let's think about it. So what are different ways to check whether a value has changed or not? The way I'm thinking is, oh wait, I have an idea. What if I turned all the outputs of the controller sensor into a single number somehow? And if that number changes, that's actually a really good idea. All right, so Let's get one variable. So, and the way I'm going to check whether it's changed is a variable. It's very, very easy. Right here, increased, decreased. So if the variable value has changed at all, this will pulse. So that's how we're going to check. But I was concerned, I didn't want to have one variable for every single like input and button. But if I turn all the inputs available into a number and then put that number into a variable, that's going to be the way to do it. So I'm going to just literally wire this and this into the reset. Okay, so if this variable, which is going to be called player1 AF, if how about this AFK dot player1 input AFK dot player1 dot input. Okay. Cool. And the naming scheme is ideally it's going to be like AFK. AFK is like the name of the main name of the program, and then dot player2, dot player3, dot player4, whatever. But it doesn't matter. It literally does not matter. So name of the variable, okay. And we're going to be continuously setting. Now, how are we going to set this variable? We need to convert the controller sensor's input into a number, okay? How are we going to do that? Probably with a bunch of adders. But let's try to think of a different way. I'm curious. What if I actually don't know if I just average it all together. I'm curious. What if I literally just wire it all into the same thing? Because I believe this like averages it together or something like that. Like, okay, if I do this right now, what's the value gonna be? It's just not working? Oh, hold on. Oh, duh. Okay. Oh, it's just set to 1. And now it's not even working. Oh, wait. I think I undid it. Yeah. Yeah, that's not what I want. I want it to add. I want to add it. So let's see. I just really don't want to like chain adders like that. It's just so stupid. But I think I might have to. Fair enough. This is one of the worst parts of the game. You have to add multiple numbers. You have to chain adders together, and it's just like, what's going on? But whatever. Start from the top, I guess. So this plus this plus this plus this plus this. We're gonna need a lot of adders. So, is there any other way to do this? I wonder if there's a way to. Is there like an output that no? Oh, this is the best way we're gonna do it. Fair enough. Can we at least make this neater? Like, I have an idea. Well, now this is just. No, let's just do this. So. Put all the adders in a microchip. It's just gonna make it neater. So let's do this and copy and paste it a bunch of times. Not sure how many we're gonna need, but This is a good start. Okay. So let's just make this smaller, I guess. So this value, whatever this value is going to be constantly set to the variable, and then it'll pulse every time it changes. Okay, so let's start adding these values together. I'm gonna make sure I'm in the dreams category because I kind of messed it up. Yeah. Yeah, I am. Good. Good. Oh, there's a lot of people streaming dreams right now. That's fantastic. All right, so that's the first page. Let's go to this one. Ooh, the motion sensor. I'm not gonna do the motion. What if we just did it based on motion sensor? Cause that. Oh shit, that's an interesting idea. Cause like, it's gonna change a little bit, right? What if we just did it on motion sensor? I'm just doing this to store the wire. Let's just do this. I'm gonna do a little test. Whoops. I mean, if you keep it perfectly still, and maybe people play like this. It's pretty sensitive, though. It is pretty sensitive. And it would make this a lot easier. Although, I don't know, because oh, shit. I want to do it. I'm gonna do it. I have a bad habit of doing things that aren't necessary, so I'm gonna just do the motion sensor. It works pretty well. Oh wait. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so what if I set it down? Oh, it doesn't work. All right, cool. Fair enough. That's why it doesn't work. Fair enough. I set the controller down and it was still like going crazy. So, and in fact, I'm not even gonna wire it up. I'm not even gonna wire it up because it is constantly on apparently. So, all right, touchpad. So let's just keep going. I didn't mean to do that. Hey, Anvils, how's it going, dude? Ooh, is that one of your emotes? That looks good. I like that. It's a keyframe with the. I like that a lot. That's good. I don't believe I need any of these, and I don't need these. Sick. All right, we're done. Chaining adders. Very fun, very fun. So, if you read the title, I am creating an AFK detector chip. Keld wanted one, and I figured I could make it work for any game. So I'm going to make one for the community. So if you look, anytime I press any button at all, it resets the timer. But if I don't press any buttons for 5 seconds, it says I'm AFK. Now, I'm now realizing that I probably should factor in the motion controls. It's just I don't know how to. And hey, Boom, how's it going, dude? You're awake early. What's up? Oh shit! I'll be right back. My internet thing is messed up. Hopefully stream quality is better now. Just lurking for now as I need to take a nap. No problem, dude. No problem. Basically an idle startup. Yeah. It checks if the player's idle. But it also protects against people holding down certain buttons. So let's say I hold down the left stick. Well, okay. Oh, wait. Okay, so you can tell I'm AFK right now. It was hard to tell because we're spinning, but... There, look. I'm not changing my input at all. Even though I'm holding things down, I'm not changing the input. And it'll say I'm AFK if I do it perfectly enough. So basically, it's hard for me to do it physically, but that's because it's supposed to sense if a human is doing it. Now, if a rubber band is doing it, the value's not going to change. So, the face of a broken man, what? Hey, Vanillion. Vanillion. That's totally what your name is. All right. Now, how do I do want to incorporate the motion sensor somehow. What if I round it? Let's see what numbers we're working with first. Okay, what if I multiply this by 100? And then round it, and then just round. And then I input this number into the adder chain. Yes, that's what I needed to do. Evangelion, got you. Vanillion. How's it going, dude? All right. And then we're rounding, so we should end up with just a whole number, yeah. So if you set down the controller, notice how the number doesn't change. But if I didn't round it, I'm pretty sure the number would change. So let's test that. Look how the number is flipping out. Look how the number's freaking out right now. But because I'm rounding it, that makes more sense. All right, there we go. You got an AFK sensor. So any input, any movement, anything. But if I set down my controller, even if I set down my controller and hold a button, I'm holding X right now, it's still sensing I'm AFK. because that variable isn't changing. So it's perfect. It works perfectly. How does yours work, Anvil? I am taking every input into account. Yes, every single one. Yes. I assume you're just doing the motion sensor, right? I don't know. What are you doing? Let's neaten this up a little bit. It takes into account only the keys for my game. Okay, fair enough. See, I just wanted to make one that works for literally any game. So here it is.